Oh, snap. There it is again, that countdown. That always makes me nervous. 8, 7, 6, 5. But you know what? It's counting down to an awesome podcast. This is the Quit Your Day Job podcast brought to you by Spreadshop, where we intend to let you know that you are not your day job. Let's go. Let's get into it. Hey, look at that. And I'm going to repeat what I just said in that little intro, that this is the second episode of the Quit Your Day Job podcast, where we intend to let you know that you're not your day job. And we want to drop some cool knowledge on you, and as far as like branding, merchandise, and just kind of motivate you to do more of what you love. So right off the top, this show is brought to you by the fine folks at Spreadshop. That's us, where we make it easy for anyone to make and sell your own custom merchandise. Just go over there. It's free. It's always free. It's always awesome. Spreadshop.com. Check it out. If you have any questions about that, drop them in the comments. We have a live Q&A at the end of this show where we'll look through the comments and answer all of your questions, as long as they are, fan-friendly or audience-friendly questions. So with me today, and hopefully always, are my co-hosts, straight from Greensburg, PA, Brooke Miller.
Hi.
You get to say hi.
Hey. Yeah.
Think of it as audio instead of just us being on video.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I forget sometimes. Hey, it's Brooke.
And Nathan Sam.
Hey guys, happy to be back again for our second episode. So we're excited to kind of dive into it.
I just thought about something too, because I said I was hoping that you always be my co-host. That would mean we would be immortal. We'd live forever.
I mean, who said we're not
podcasters?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be podcasting in death, but
yeah.
Hey, I mean, I'm open to anything. It might get boring if,
Yeah.
Death might get boring, so I might be like, all right, let's go with it.
Yeah.
I guess it kind of depends if it's Highlander rules or not. So.
I don't know if I like Highlander rules either, because you always got to watch your back. Anyways, we're going way off, but that's fun. We could talk about what it would be like to be immortal for an entire hour, but so let's recap.
Podcast.
Yeah, another podcast. We'll launch a different show for that. Yeah. So let's recap a little bit about what we were doing the last time. Brooke, you were going to night market. You did that downtown. But before we get into that, today's show, we will jump into talking about two things. Merch drops, which is an awesome strategy that you should try or listen to at least and put in your ears, and multiple streams of income. So before we get into that, though, I just want an update from Brooke about the night market, which was like, tell us about night market. How did it go? Go.
Yep. Okay. Well, to recap night market for anybody who missed the first episode of our podcast, it takes place in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, which is where Spreadshop North America is located. And it's just like a night market, like it sounds. Like there are vendors, there's food, there's drinks, there are crafts, all kinds of things in downtown Greensburg. And there were about like 1,500 to 2,000 people there last week, which is really, really, really cool because it's a small city. It's really awesome to see that many people coming, and assuming that some of them are from out of town too. But anyway, so we had some shirts there from local businesses. We chose 3 local businesses to that have spread shops through us, and we printed some of their shirts and we sold them at the table, along with a shirt that Nathan designed too, like a Spreadshop support Greensburg shirt. And we sold 25 shirts, which was pretty cool. We raised $275 or 200 something for local businesses, which is hopefully we can increase that in the future. Our setup was a little bit, it was our first time doing it. So our setup wasn't the greatest. It was super, super hot out. We didn't have a canopy. We just had a table with shirts laid out on it. So, but it was super successful. We got to talk to network and tell people about Spreadshop, tell other local businesses who weren't familiar with us what we do. And it was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I was there for a little bit. Well, I was there all night, but I didn't really help out. You guys did all the work. I just kind of like stood around and watched and had a beer and like walked through and looked at all the booths and stuff. So thanks to you guys for all the hard work. And we should have pulled up that design that Nate made, but we could show it on socials or whatever later, but that's fine. Really cool design. I actually saw a lot of people wearing it afterwards. So that's kind of cool too. So, oh yeah, and by the way, I want to share with everybody here real quick just the idea that where you can find us. So you can watch this live as it's happening and drop your questions into the YouTube channel, right? And then afterwards, over on Spotify, if you just search Spreadshop or Quit Your Day Job, you'll find us. It's the Spreadshop, Quit Your Day Job podcast. And also then in the community we have, community.spreadshop.com, we have these weekly challenges going on. So it's just to kind of motivate you to do something and like talk to the other shop owners and talk to other entrepreneurs and stuff like that. But we also have a little Quit Your Day Job podcast section here. So if you have something you want us to talk about, or if you want to be on the show, drop some notes in here. This is where you can find us throughout the week if you're looking for us. So I just wanted to kind of throw that in here real quick. Oh yeah, and by the way, before I forget, just so I know I'm going to forget if I don't say it. We had a weekly challenge last week, and one of the winners for the weekly challenge, that's not it. This is it right here. Okay. The weekly challenge last week was to share your summer merch and put up like an ad on Instagram. So it's kind of funny. What's that show called?
Portlandia.
Yeah, Portlandia. All right. Yeah, so Amanda's running this weekly challenge now, and she picked a winner randomly, which was StefRingoot, right, from the challenge here, and he does a cartooning. He does a really awesome job. This is his summer of 21 merch drop thing that he did. So it's pretty cool.
They did a really cool.
Yeah, go ahead.
They did a really cool promo post for our giveaway. They weren't. I don't think that they were eligible because they're not in the US. But they did a neat promo post too with his artwork. So
yeah, is this it right here? T-shirt day. Is that it?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. That's cool.
There was another one though. No, go down. The one in the middle there, the second row.
Yeah, that's really cool.
How neat is that?
Yeah, it's awesome. So if you get involved in those weekly challenges, we will hopefully, since we're weekly, it's tough to get the scheduling right, but we'd like to buy some of the merch from the shops, wear it on the show, talk about your shop or your brand a little bit on the show. So yeah, definitely take advantage of those of the community there. So I'm going to switch back now to our faces, which you can't see in audio, but don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. So today's topic, Nate, we all know a little bit about this. Before we get into the merch drops, which is like the main thing we'll talk about, is the idea of multiple streams of income. So do you want to explain kind of what that is right off the top? Not in super detail, but just the 30,000 foot view of what that is.
Yeah, it just means diversifying where you're actually getting your money from. So it's important to kind of do that because not only are you having income working for you across different platforms, it's making sure it's also more financial security, which you'll hear the word diversify among every financial institution, to actually spread out your money across different financial ways to actually gain money. So it's always safer and it's more reliable. So basically what we're trying to push is that t-shirts is one of those ways to do it for sure. So if start selling some t-shirts and kind of engaging with your local communities and stuff like that. So it's that's kind of like the basic overview is just to have those multiple sources of income. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think of it like it's called passive income, but actually if you think of it like a pie, right? If you think of your brand or whatever you're working on as like a pie and one slice is like merchandise, we know for a fact that merchandise is like a big stable income source, but also then online ads, that another slice is like memberships. Another slice could be digital products, consulting fees, direct sponsorships, public speaking. You don't have to have all those things and be like super fancy, but even if you have one or two or three of those to rely on, because what we do see a lot of times is, a YouTuber or someone coming up will basically put all of their eggs in the online ad basket. So they're making all their money from, the paid ads, but then they get demonetized. So when they get demonetized, they don't have anything to fall back on because they didn't put any merch up. So, or anything else really. So the idea that I've heard a couple times now is that if you were to put an ad for your merch, even just a line to your shop in every single video, even when you only had 5 subscribers, years from now, if you keep at it, those ads for your merch, those ads for whatever you're selling, digital products, are going to be there for years, like free advertisement as your channel or as your brand grows. I'm just using YouTube as an example. This could be your Instagram or any channel that you're really building on. So just keep that in mind. I think that people hear that diversify word and think, oh, this is too much. I can't afford any of this. But it's just a way of thinking strategy wise about your overall.
I'm a visual person, so if you want to think about visually, it's like there's a Titanic reference. You don't want one iceberg to sink your ship. So that's why you want to diversify. So
yeah. Well, now I'm thinking about Titanic. No.
See, visual.
Yeah. By the way, did you see the alternative ending to Titanic when the lady throws the thing in the? Anyways,
no.
She throws the gem, the heart of the ocean, into the. Yeah. So there was a couple alternate endings that were funny online. Anyways, so yeah, I picture it like a pizza. Nathan pictures it like the Titanic, and I'm like, it's a pizza pie. Like one slice is this, one slice is that, and also you don't have to think about it as money. Because when you're just starting out, you're like, well, shoot, I put up my stuff and I'm not selling anything. Think of it as your merch can actually be, help you push your brand. Your mailing list is actually helping you grow and control your audience. So you're not giving that audience to like Facebook, who could just like, at any minute, any of these corporations can just like pull the plug on your brand building on their platform. So having this multiple streams of income and multiple streams of advertising yourself is really good. So
spread yourself around.
Yeah. Spread yourself around. Yeah. And with that, I just wanted to share real quick. This is just something I know of. It's called, wrong view there. smartpassiveincome.com. So smartpassiveincome.com. It's not a scam. We're not being paid to do this. I just know Pat Flynn. And he's he's just an expert. There he is right there. He's smiling. He's got a really interesting story. In 2008, he went to school for architecture, and he was like in an architecture firm or something like that. And I might be getting the story wrong, but you can go listen to his story. And they all lost their jobs in 2008. And it was like the most tragic shit, and they didn't know what to do. So he ended up going online and making a little study guide of how to pass this college course test. And he sold it for like $5 or something like that. And he sold tons of them. And he realized really quickly, like, oh, wow, I can, rely on myself and not a day job, pretty much. So since then, he's had this blog, Smart Passive Income, and it's full of tons of great information. We would never be able to cover all this stuff. I'm just pointing it out to everybody listening to this because it's full of a lot of good information. You don't have to buy anything or anything like that. It's a lot of really good, solid info that we won't want to like recover because we're not we're not the super experts at this part, but these guys are. So Pat Flynn, check him out. And that's it. That's a free plug for you, Pat Flynn, as if you needed it from our little podcast. But have you guys heard of Pat Flynn before?
No.
Super nice guy.
No.
Yeah, super nice dude.
We'll definitely have to check him out.
Yeah, cool. Maybe we'll have him on. Maybe he'll do that. He's
great.
Super fancy though. He's a super fancy guy now. So maybe we're too small for him, but I'll reach out to him. Cool. So today we want to talk about a really cool merch strategy, merch drops. So Brooke, do you want to cover the difference between a normal merch strategy and a merch drop and what that is?
Oh, a normal merch strategy. I guess there wouldn't be much of a strategy at all then there, right?
Yeah, we usually see people that is like they delay themselves launching something because they're worried about not having enough designs or a look or feel or like this big brand before they launch something.
Yeah, okay. So a merch drop then is whenever you are prepared for your merch, you tease. So you would want to have like a few designs, I would say a few designs, and tease them. Let your customers or your audience know, hey, we have this really exciting thing coming up. You see that everywhere, like big news coming. Stay tuned. And then you would tease like, oh, I have merch coming, or there are new designs. I'm going to be adding new products to my shop. and like weeks in advance before you actually drop your new products. And then the smartest shop owners will purchase the merch before they drop it, and they'll tease it on their Instagram stories or on YouTube, or wear it whenever they're announcing that the merch is coming. It's a really, really good strategy, because if your audience follows you, obviously they admire you. They probably look up to you. So if they see you and your merch, they're gonna say like, oh man, she's so cool. I also want to be cool like that. Looks cool on her. So they want to support. So that's a really cool, and like to have like a specific day and just tease up to that day when you're going to be launching. Here's MK Fit. She is a YouTuber. She does HIIT dance workout routines, are really fun. They're themed. She has a Lady Gaga one that's really cool. You can see the different videos that she has here up on the screen. We have a Mamma Mia, Canadian Babes, Disney, 80s Jane Fonda. So she's really fun. But she has really cute merch designs that are, she has some quotes that she has like her potato day shirt, which is like, cheat day. And like strong AF. So they're all related to her channel, but they're still wearable designs. Like her audience can relate to them. And she has them on really cool products too. She's very selective about, she has like a crop top. And she tests the products before she launches them, so that she knows it's something that she wants to be selling her audience as well. So she stands behind the products that she's selling, and she wears them herself.
Yeah, I pulled her up because she's one of the big examples we saw. Like, even though she's doing more than one design, she gets those sample products. She does reviews of them. She models in these types of videos. And then also she has her merch shelf turned on. And it's for people that have over 10,000 subscribers. So you might not be quite there yet, but notice how she has one design in her merch shelf right now. So it always felt like she was really smart as far as like waiting for, like, what time of month did she launch usually, Brooke?
She tries to launch like the very beginning of the month.
Yeah.
So that all the sales count toward that payout period.
Yeah. And then she amps it up in her Instagram and like her private live streams and things like that a lot. So when it does finally come time for that merch drop day, like we see ton, like I think she sold out of that mauve t-shirt she was wearing. Where was it? No, it's gone.
They've sold out of a few things.
Yeah.
Something else that's cool.
Yeah, go ahead.
Something else that's cool to do if you're going to have a merch drop is on your Instagram stories. You can do a countdown. You can have a countdown, and your followers will be able to click on the countdown, and they'll get notified whenever your merch is dropping. So that's just another way to remind people, hey, this is coming. My merch is out.
Yeah, we found MK hit our radar one day because she didn't tell us she signed up or anything like that. She just signed up for Spreadshop, launched her own merch, and this mauve colored, is that what it's called? Mauve? Is that mauve? Brooke, this color? Mauve?
Yeah.
Okay. This mauve colored shirt that nobody usually would buy immediately sold out. And we're like, who's selling all these mauve shirts? And then it was MK. And that's kind of how she hit our radar with that. Another person that's really good at this, and he's not with Spreadshop anymore because he's moved on to his like own merch company, sadly. But Brandon Ferris was with us for ages, and I talked to him, and he's doing more like video, digital product type stuff. But he would just drop one shirt at a time on his store. So it created like this FOMO of like, hey, this is only going to be available for like this week. But he's just really casual. When you have that bigger audience, you can just kind of drop your merch and then not even talk about it. But he just does one at a time. And I think, was iDubbbz like that too? The iDubbbz guy?
I don't know if he really piece? Yeah, he had one shirt, but that was for a specific video. Right.
Okay. Yeah, so it's interesting because MK Fit isn't quite as big as the big top YouTubers or anything like that. But she has definitely a big following. And
she's getting bigger and bigger all the time. It's cool.
she's going to be huge. And we should have her on maybe too to talk about her journey, because I'm sure I don't know if she has a day job. Like, we should give her the questions and see if she'll be on to talk about it. So I think she probably would. She's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we'll reach out to her. Yeah, cool. So Nate, do you have any thoughts about the merch drop? Have you seen any examples of this working? Or
Yeah, it's just more about, I want to frame it too. It's not just about the exclusivity of the product. It's about having your audience have a focus. So I'm sure you've gone to a restaurant or something like that and opened up a menu, and there's been like a billion items on the menu. It's almost overwhelming. You almost wish they had some focused choices. So not only the focused choices make it easier, there's a lot more attention to detail to those specific products or items on the menu here in this case. So it allows the audience to kind of see that, be excited about a specific video that you're launching, be excited about a specific diet that you're introducing, or like in this case, they're very excited about Potato Day because it's a treat day, and creating that engagement around that and making it more of an experience rather than just splattering a whole bunch of designs up and hoping that one sells. This allows it to actually be a bit of an experience. It's the same reason you buy a t-shirt at a concert, is you're not necessarily buying the t-shirt for the design, you're buying because of the experience around the t-shirt. And so that's what you're kind of doing here with this process, is you're kind of creating that experience by creating that exclusivity. So it's something that people can refer to as, and then also talk about it. Because, oh yeah, that was part of that MK Fit program. That was part of that cheat day. And so they actually lets it have a talking point within the community. So there's a lot of advantages to doing that and having that focus. So it's just something to think about. Yeah, for sure. I think that, like, if you're out there and you do a merch drop, like one item or a couple items, let us know how it goes for you, because I really think that, it's definitely a special thing, especially when you have a small audience. Even if you have like 10 people following you, and you do like a random merch drop of one design, they're really going to support you. And like Nate said, it really limits the decision. Like, if you send them to a shop where there's 50 designs, it sometimes feels overwhelming. I know I've done that myself, where a friend will put up like his merch and I'm like, I don't know what to get. I'll just come back. But if there's like one item and the person's asking me directly, like, hey, support my channel or my podcast or something, I just go and buy it. So that's cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think that kind of covers the merch drop. We'll kind of come back to these topics too when we find people that are doing it and doing it well. We'll like link to them and show you what they're doing too, so you can learn a little bit more about what they're up to. Okay, so let me see if we have any comments or questions. No, we don't have any in there.
I think we had a few from last time left.
Did we? Do you have them?
I don't have them.
Oh.
But I remember that I think there were like one or two questions.
Okay.
They came in like late. We said we were going to get to them today.
Yeah, we did. They did come in late after, like, I saw them come in. I can't go back and look at them now. So if you do have questions, make sure you drop them in the community or whatever like that. So one of the questions was, what's the best design or advice on design for your merch? I think that's, anyone want to take that? Like the best, I guess maybe they're asking what the best design cells are, what would work best?
I would say that the best advice would be to keep your audience in mind. Think of what they would like to wear. Nothing too complicated. Most of our best-selling designs are just like a simple, like one word or a couple words. Something that maybe with like an inside joke between you and your audience. Something that like has that that you share a connection with your followers is cool. Also, you can. I like to tell people to survey, like on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Ask people, what do you want to see? What would you like to see on my merch? And maybe you'll see a common theme, or it'll help spark an idea.
Okay. Yeah, MK is a good one to look at, actually, because her designs are real simple. They're just a couple words. I mean, there's a little bit of typography with the clowns font here, a couple mix of fonts. All right, so Flipwook says, what's the best way to get designs if you have no design talent? Nathan?
We actually have a design portion in our actual community as well, where you can actually request, which is one of the advantages of being part of that community, is you can actually request design help. And we have some different designers in that community that are also familiar with our standards. They've done a lot of the t-shirt designs for us, so they can quickly and easily create these very specific designs for you. So that's probably one of the easiest ways, is to jump in right in that community. And you can ask questions and engage as well. If you're outside of that, there's a lot of different services where you can put in requests as well. And just simply getting out there and seeing where you want to. I think the community is probably your best bet, just because not only are you going to get in there and be able to have the designs created, they're very familiar with what Spreadshop is. They're very familiar with what our standards are, and they're going to be able to create some of the best designs that are made specifically for t-shirts. So I think that's probably my number one suggestion. What about you, DJ? What do you think would be a secondary way for them to go find some design help?
We have on our website, and I can link to it in the show notes afterward on YouTube, would probably be best. Placeit too. We have a deal with placeit.net. And there's a lot of templates and things that you can go in and kind of change up some of the designs and whatnot. It's very easy to use. I know we've used it ourselves as well. And then Spreadshirt itself, if you're willing to pay like $20, I think it's just $20, Spread Group, Spreadshirt has a design service as well. So if you give them a little sketch on a Post-it note and say, hey, I want these words, they can make it for you as well. So I'll definitely put a link to the Spreadshirt graphics team as well too. So cool. I don't see any other questions coming in. Let's give it just a second here. All right. Where was the other? 1 second. I had another one. What designs sell best? Okay, that's one. Okay, yeah, that's it for the live questions. So make sure you give them to us. We'll answer anything. What else? Nathan, what is your favorite tool for designs? Since we're talking about designs and people are asking. Oh, here's another question here. Go ahead.
All right. You want to try the question first, and we'll circle back.
Yeah, let's do the question, because I was going to ask you what your favorite. Just tell me what your favorite design tool is, though.
Illustrator is definitely my favorite design tool.
Okay.
But I definitely jump back and forth between pretty much all the design programs. But Illustrator, and then secondary would probably be Photoshop. But I use them both almost concurrently, so they're both important. But any design program that you can use is a good one. So.
Mm-hmm. Brooke, ML Bull asks, can we add keychains to our merch products? He thinks that'd be cool.
I also think that would be cool. Yeah, we can. We'll look for it. There's like a weird process for how we add products, but that's a great idea. So we'll take that to the product assortment team, and hopefully in the future we can add them. I would also like to add magnets. I'm a magnet person. I think magnets would be fun too.
How do they work?
But thank you magnets. For that. Yeah.
Actually a little bit more about our product selection, or that's an interesting thing, because a lot of people are like, hey, do you have all over print, or hey, do you have these items or those items? There's actually, like she mentioned, there is like a big process that goes behind that, because I don't remember the exact product it was, but it was like this real hip thing that everybody wanted, and we put it on, and then nobody could sell it to anybody because they wanted it for themselves. So that's kind of one of the things we gauge too. Like, why would we don't want to stock all these things that you're not going to be able to sell.
Spinners or pop sockets or something?
We didn't have pop sockets, but there was another item. Oh man, I'm just thinking of it right now. And it just didn't go over well. It was like maybe a beer mug of some kind with like a handle, maybe the frosted mug. People wanted it, and then it was just like no one wanted to buy the frosted mug. Like people want pint glasses and things like that. So here we go. Whatever happened to the Fannypacks? Would love to see those come back. Did we get rid of the Fannypacks?
No. They could be out of stock.
It might be out of stock.
Check here. I should be able to see. Give me a second.
I thought I just saw them. Maybe they did sell out or something over the summer.
They're not in the out of stock list. I don't think.
I didn't see them in the...
You check the assortment page. No, I don't. We shouldn't have gotten rid of them.
Yeah, they might be in there somewhere. Maybe check the assortment. If not, we'll double check on that though, and I'll put I will put a note about it in the show notes after we're done. So, okay. I'm going to keep watching for some comments as I'm going to goof around here and tell you an update on my special mission. So
the fanny packs are not
on
our assortment page.
It's a mystery. I feel like they were just there. Like, we'll ask production. We'll get back to you, Jason. So yeah, I'm gonna keep these comments open for a minute. So if you have a question out there, don't be afraid to ask. Just throw them in there. We can take questions on Facebook and on YouTube live. So I'm gonna keep them open as I'm goofing around here, and I'm gonna show you an update on what I'm up to as far as we're trying to find this lady. So she's the lady from the original "Quit Your Day Job" ad. And what I've done is I went to Adobe stock, and I found the photographer that actually took the picture of the lady. So what I did was I sent him a message. Now he's in, I think he's in Sylvania. So I'm not sure if he speaks English. I imagine he does. Maybe he doesn't check LinkedIn, but what I did was I sent him an email or a message on LinkedIn saying like, hey man, this is a long shot, but we'd like to have him on because like he's a photographer. That's a cool job. He probably quit a day job at some point to become a photographer, right? And then if we get the model on, now we're talking to a stock model and the photographer. So like, I want to line these people up for some interviews. So I just wanted to give that quick update because we did actually have someone ask in the community last week, like a couple days after the show. They're like, did you find this lady yet? And I was like, no, I didn't find her yet, but we will find her and we'll do it. We're going to talk to this lady, find out what it's like to be a stock.
You're already hot on the trail.
Okay, let's see. This guy.
Okay, all right. Hey, I have an update. I have an update.
Oh, she has an update. Breaking news.
We did discontinue, or we don't sell fanny packs anymore, but it wasn't by our choice. The supplier discontinued them, but we are in the process of testing a replacement. So,
okay.
Keep a lookout. They're
stay
coming
tuned.
I see. Yeah. Unfortunately, there have been a few product problems with like COVID things running out and like supply chains and things like that. It just happens, but yeah, we'll get it back for you. So what did Jason say here? I started a shop a few months ago and my podcast audience is very happy with the quality and turnaround of the product. Cheers all. So, that's nice.
Thanks.
Our team loves to, you can say nice things about us because our team likes to hear it too because we're usually like real critical of each other.
That's my favorite. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're glad that your audience likes that. Speaking of audience, you guys talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I didn't have this one queued up. Hold on a second.
What are you looking into now? What models are you tracking down now, DJ?
I was going to talk about Clueless Bushcraft. Where is he? I'm not a good TikToker, guys. I'm just kind of out of it. I don't think any of us are really good TikTokers. We have a TikTok though, so you can follow us on TikTok. We're just not very good at it. I don't dance well, and we're working on it. So Clueless Bushcraft is actually one of our TikTok. Let me find him here. I got it. Okay. Getting there. All right. Here we go. I don't know why his videos aren't loading. All right, cool. So Clueless Bushcraft here, Tom, he's actually one of our brand ambassadors. So he has some merch through us. Like he talks about Spreadshop. But he went ahead and he listened to last week's podcast. And we did not ask him to do this. And he found, we didn't even plug the, what? Can you hear that? Can you hear this? Okay, you can't hear him. Okay, good. So I'm trying to mute this while he's talking. Let me see. There we go. So he went and found our old Spreadshop, and he bought that with his own money, the old Quit Your Day Job logo. And I was like, this is rad, man. So he had a TikTok up about quitting his day job a couple weeks ago. I think it's definitely one of these. Where does it say it? Come on. He has a lot, but he's got a really cool TikTok. He does outdoor cooking, and there he is talking about his merch. But he had one called I'm quitting my day job. I'm almost positive. Well, it's on here. So that's why he saw our podcast and he got super excited about it. And I was like, well, hell, let's just have you on. So we're going to interview Tom and bring him on and find out what it's like to be like a top TikTok influencer user guy. And he's super rad. We love him. So can't wait to have him on. We'll probably do that. Maybe the next episode, we'll play his interview. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
so,
I'm really excited to talk to him.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, his videos are awesome. So it makes me want to like go pick mushrooms and like like he's like just going through and he's picking some mushrooms and he takes them to a skillet and sizzles them up. And
well, he knows what he's doing, so don't do that, DJ. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys, you don't know this about me, but I grew up in the woods like a Tarzan or something. But
gotcha.
When I was little, so.
Why don't you have your own TikTok?
I just pictured you swinging from trees. That was strange.
Yeah, nobody wants to watch me cooking anything, I'm sure. So I'll talk about merchant marketing and design and comic books. So cool. So yeah, let's see if there's. I'm gonna check the comments again real quick. Make sure there's no extra questions going on. All right. Oh, we had another question again. How much does this cost? It's not. It's free. It's free. We don't charge anything for this. So we don't make any money until you make money. So we want you to make money. We want you to quit your day job. That's pretty much what this is all about. So unless Nathan's secretly charging for Spreadshop, you're not doing that.
I mean, I wouldn't say if I was. So no, it is absolutely free, and that's what we're saying. It's just sign up and do it. So the only thing it really actually costs you is some time. So.
Cool. All right. Well, then we're ready for my second goofy outro. I'm going to do that. Now, people on the Spotify can't see this, but but did I show the Spotify? Okay, yeah. If you go to Spotify and search for us, you can find us on there, but you won't be able to see this. This is a video exclusive. My outros where I make fun of the stock video that we have.
Just have some fun
because it's free. So yeah, until next time, I hope this was inspiring to you. You guys have anything else you want to share?
No, we're excited to talk to you guys next time, and tune in here hopefully next week when we can get the interviews live.
Yeah. Thanks so much for listening to us.
Yeah. Plan to quit your day job. Just don't quit it like this. So there you go. All right. Here comes the outro. All right. Let's see. You can tell me if this one's funny or not. Okay. Thanks for watching watching, whatever you're doing, the Quit Your Day Job podcast. We hope we inspired you today with our show, and we want to hear from you. So make sure you reach out to us and let us know what you're up to. If you quit your job or you're making a plan to, what's your dreams and aspirations? Let us know. Look at this lady. She's he's got the same shirt on there. Look at these people. Listen, these are stock videos. We didn't hire these people to do this, but they're really excited about quitting their day job. Like this man, he's super happy that he quit his job as a stock image model. And something else funny coming up here. So she's wearing our new shirt, and she points at her belly here, she's like, check it out. Anyways, thanks for watching the Quit Your Day Job podcast. We hope you subscribe, and feel free to get in touch. We are right here for you.